Dear students, welcome back to the video, and in this video I'm going to start a new topic, bioenergetics, and today we'll study its part 1, and you will learn what is bioenergetics and adenosine triphosphate, which is the energy currency for our cell. So let's start the video. Well, before moving towards bioenergetics, we'll see how is the conversion of energy taking place. So, about the main source of energy on our planet is sun. So, our planet is getting uh, the energy from sun in the form of light and heat. So, here is a flowchart on your screen. This is discussing how the energy of the sun is used up by plants and how it is turning into some other energies and another component of this ecosystem, that is a non-living component. How is it utilizing the sun's energy and converting into other forms of energy? So we'll first start with the plants. So the light is actually absorbed by plants, and plants are producers. So they just turn this light energy into the chemical energy, and this is food. Now we are having multiple consumers for the consumption of food, that is this chemical energy. So we are having herbivore that actually eat the plants, and these are eaten up by carnivores. And when all these living organisms are buried in the earth's crust, then they turn into fossil fuel over millions of years. So this is how energy is flowing in this component of the ecosystem, which is a living component. Now I'll see the non-living component of the ecosystem. So since heat energy is just taken up by water of the river, for instance, and this water flows, so this acts as kinetic energy, and then it just goes to the dam and falls on the turbine. So from mechanical energy, it just converts into electrical energy. And this electrical energy is utilized by so many appliances in your home, at your schools, in the hospitals. So this is how the energy is turning into different sorts of other energy. So here you can see the law of conservation of energy, the second law of thermodynamics, and this is all about the conversion of energy. So we'll see what is it. The second law of thermodynamics states that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can change from one form to another. It means you cannot create energy, you cannot destroy energy, but this energy can be turned into different other forms. For instance, in the background, you can see this ice cream is possessing chemical energy. When it's taken up by these kids, then they just ride on the bicycle, so it is just converted into kinetic energy. On the other hand, if you can see here, the sun's light energy is turning into chemical energy by the plants. So I hope that you have got this idea of law of conservation of energy. So what is bioenergetics? As the name is suggesting, bio is related to living organisms or life, and energetics is referring to energy. So the study of conversion of free energy into different forms by living organisms is termed as bioenergetics. So in short, this energy conversion, this energy transmission is related to living organism, and that is discussed in bioenergetics. Or you can define it as the study of energy relationships, energy transformation and transmission in living organisms is termed as bioenergetics. Well, how is this chemical energy is transmitted within the organisms? So the chemical process of energy transmission is such. For this, you must have the idea about two reactions which are happening in our body. So one of the reactions is reduction reaction, and another is oxidation reaction. Reduction reaction is a type chemical reaction in which the electrons are gained, or the oxidation state of a chemical is decreased. Okay, so there is a gain of electron, or the gain of proton is happening in reduction reactions. On the other hand, in case of oxidation reaction, There is addition of oxygen as well as the loss of electrons and loss of protons happen. So if we look at this diagram, it is showing the oxidation and reduction process. You will get the idea clearly. So here is a compound which is a reduced compound A, and this is having electrons. When the oxygen is added up, it will be oxidized by losing electrons. So you can see this compound A is now oxidized after losing its electron. Since the loss of electron is occurring, so this is an oxidation reaction. On the other hand, if you look at this oxidized compound B, so this is having no electron. When B is reduced, it means it gains electrons. So it will be reduced by accepting the electrons. This is how the gain of electron is occurring. So this compound B is a reduced compound. I hope that you understood it. You know that the energy is stored in some sorts of things. For example, if you look at your cell phone, then its battery is storing energy. Similarly, if you look at your body, then the energy is stored in a special molecule which is ATP, adenosine triphosphate. This stores around 7.3 kilocalories per mole, and when this one molecule of ATP is broken, it gives you ADP, which is adenosine diphosphate, and this is acting as a discharge battery. And along with ADP, there is a release of phosphate group and energy, which is around 7.3 kilocalories per mole. So this is how the energy is liberated within the living body. You'll get the idea clearly from here. This is one molecule of adenosine triphosphate. This adenosine triphosphate is made up of adenine, which is a nitrogenous base, a ribose sugar, and three phosphate molecules. This adenosine triphosphate, when it loses its phosphate group, so it gives energy, it releases energy. This energy is taken up by the phosphate group, and this phosphate group absorbs energy, and this is added up here with adenosine diphosphate, which is non-functional at this time. After getting this phosphate group, which is inorganic phosphate, it will again turn into adenosine triphosphate, and you know that it's the amount of energy that this one molecule of ATP is storing is around 7.3 kilocalories per mole. So you learned about bioenergetics and the ATP and its role in our body. So I hope you understood it. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It means a lot. I will catch you in the next part of this bioenergetics. Till then, take care.